As the year winds down, it is a great time to take a financial health check. There are several money moves that you can make now to set up yourself for financial success in the new year. Joining us live this morning to discuss all that is Wealth Manager Ali Hashemian, President of Kinetic Financial. Ali, good morning. Good to see you again. Thanks for being here.
My pleasure.
So why is now, as opposed to the start of the new year, a good time to review finances?
Well, mostly because a lot of people are spending money right now. And whenever you're spending money, it's a good time for you to look at what your financial strategies may be. On top of that, we're hitting the new year, and hardly ever do New Year resolutions stick. But it is a good idea to make that financial New Year resolution to try and create a plan and create a good portfolio.
Absolutely. So if we get kind of detailed, what money moves should the basic person make before 2023 comes to an end?
Well, number one, definitely create a plan. If you don't know how to do that, use a financial professional like myself or somebody else. If you can do it yourself, all the more power to you. But whatever you do, create a plan. Failure to plan is a plan to fail. So that would be number one, is creating a plan. Number two is looking at where you can maximize your retirement savings. Very few people do this correctly, and it's probably one of the most important financial things that you can do for yourself. So look at where you can maximize your retirement contributions, and looking at things like a Roth, for example, is a very strong move. That takes me to the third thing, which is tax strategies. Here we are at the end of the year. A lot of people don't think about taxes until April or October when they're actually filing their taxes. But remember, tax preparation and tax planning are two really different things. So I strongly suggest that you look at your tax strategies. I always like to tell people, if we can get Uncle Sam out of our pocket as much as we can legally, because tax evasion is a crime, but tax avoidance is your right as a taxpayer living here in the United States. And then rebalancing your portfolio, especially right now. Fed has already announced that there are probably 3 interest rate cuts coming in the new year. And so taking advantage of the current interest rate environment, one of the highest interest rate environments we've ever seen in the last decade plus, would be just a smart move to make. And again, for people that know how to do this, all the more power to you. For those that don't, get in touch with a good financial professional or financial planner, whether it's me or somebody else. It's just a smart move to make.
Absolutely. You mentioned earlier a lot of people don't stick to those resolutions, and if they're financial, this can have that real big impact. Taking into account everything that you just gave us there, is a lot of it about being realistic and then sticking to it in 2024?
Yeah, and also being flexible, right? Create a plan, but a plan that you can change and is dynamic along the way. You don't want to be stuck in your same old ways, especially for people that are retired or nearing retirement. This is a whole different battle that you're about to face. In a lot of ways, it's easy when you're working because you're making money, but when you're actually using that money, you need that money to work as hard for you as you did for it.
Absolutely. Well, I think I just got one of my first tax forms for 2024. So what do we need to do to start preparing for tax season? Of course, not until April, but we're going to start getting the stuff in the mail just about now.
Yeah, and remember, April, again, is more about filing taxes. Tax strategies, a lot of them are happening here before December 31st. If you aren't looking at 2 main things that I strongly suggest people to look at, and I see a lot of times people miss, number 1 is Roth conversions, and number 2 is tax harvesting. Those 2 strategies may be 2 of the strongest strategies out there, and yet a lot of people miss them. Also, on top of that, any charitable gift giving that you're going to do needs to happen before December 31st.
Sure, coming down to the wire. Okay, Ali Hashemian, thank you so much for joining us, giving us this good insight as always. And happy holidays to you.
Thank you. You too.